Dear friends and colleagues, we coming to the end of this excellent meeting, and we come full of hope. I think after all of these sessions, we come full of hope, and I'm looking forward to come to San Sebastian to do research, to try to answer questions as many, all of you actually. During these 3 years, we had the opportunity to see the great achievements of the AMMF along these 20 years in the service of the society, the patients, the advocates, the clinician, and the scientists. So now we look forward to more AMMF developments and many more fruitful years of AMMF. We have learned significant knowledge in this meeting on cholangiocarcinoma epidemiology, risk factors, molecular mechanisms of pathogenesis, chemoresistance, immunology, also on personalized and new targeted therapies. But there is more hope also for the treatment of patients beyond the genes. Not only everything is genes. And there are patients who has not actionable mutations. And we saw from several presentations that there are significant hope beyond, and there are new potential experimental treatments that should progress to clinical testing. And we will do all our best to do it soon. And we are living a very exciting new era on cholangiocarcinoma research. So we are more people on board, and we are better. So it's very important to keep collaborating internationally in order to move faster and better, in order to translate the results on basic science to the clinic. Well, thank you very much, Helen, the AMMF, volunteers, speakers, colleagues, patients, advocates, and sponsors for doing such a fantastic meeting, and for attending and doing possible everything during these 3 days. I think we start the counting down for the next AMMF meeting 2023. So have all a very nice trip back home and also a nice week.
Thank you very much, Jesus. I'd like to add my comments as co-chair. I was asked what I'm going to take away from this meeting, and I can genuinely tell you that I always come away from meetings like this recharged. Sometimes we get back home and we're doing the clinics and the on-calls and everything else on the clinical work. But you come to a meeting like this, you top up your batteries, and then you're charged again because you're full of enthusiasm for all the discussions that you've had and all the collaborations that you've made. And I'd like to thank AMMF and Helen in particular for making sure that we have this opportunity to do this. I also want to thank all of the speakers who took some time to put presentations together. And I'd like to thank the supporters, AstraZeneca, Insight, HealthSyn, Servier, Taiho Oncology, Transthera, and Zymeworks. Again, without whose support, the meeting wouldn't have been possible. And most of all, I'd like to thank the people who have a lived experience of cholangiocarcinoma, who again just make sure that we remain grounded, that we have the focus on what we're doing for the future. Thank you for sharing your experiences with us, both formally and informally. I think it's appreciated, and we take that very much to our hearts in terms of building our work going forward. And with that, I'll just hand over to Helen for some final comments. Helen.
Thank you, Juan, very much. I'm so moved by what I've seen over the last 3 days. To pick out highlights would be incredibly difficult. It's just great to have been able to be back face to face. But we have applied the learnings from the last couple of years, so people can now join us virtually, which is absolutely wonderful. I've seen so much hope. Jesus used that word, and it is just, I think it sums up the whole meeting, really, hope. But molecular profiling and targeted therapies are now on the agenda, and we've got more coming soon. It was very exciting for us, for our patients and clinical nurse specialists, to see the launch of more information, the molecular profiling booklet, to know that the door is almost open in a very small way for transplant. So we're hoping for that. I think that our two wonderful co-chairs have said most of what needs to be said, but I think they have been absolutely amazing. They have been up here working their socks off for the whole 3 days. And I think one of the most amazing things is that they've kept us absolutely to time right the way through the entire 3 days. I can't thank them enough for what they've done. And I do ask you to really please put your hands together and give them a huge round of applause. And just a final thank you to all the team, you know, the AMMF team and all our IT and AV support, who again have worked tirelessly over these 3 days, very much behind the scenes, but have kept everything running so smoothly. And of course, to all of you, to the patients, to the delegates, everybody, thank you. We're here to do what we do because of you. Thank you.
And just a final request from the team at AMMF. You will be sent a feedback questionnaire regarding the meeting. I think it's important that they receive feedback and so that we can build on that for the next meeting. So do please feel free, make a good effort to submit the feedback questionnaire. Thank you very much and safe journey home.